Hi, thanks for joining me here today on the Secret Ingredient in Healing. Today I'm making a Fagioli pasta, which is a simple, nourishing soup. It's a lot like healing, simple. Sometimes what we need most is to feel safe enough to speak and held enough to heal. So this soup involves, we've got garlic, onion, carrot, celery. We've got some pink salt. We have chicken broth, crushed tomatoes, and a full can of kidney beans. I have cayenne pepper, black pepper, and pasta. This is the Ditalini pasta, which is nice and simple. I'm using a breakfast sausage versus the Italian sausage that this recipe usually calls for because it's a little more mild. I like it a little bit more. And I'm excited because I'm going to be reviewing the Ziploc. This is a new quart bag and it stays open, designed for easy filling. So we can feel the bag. No, we're filling the bag with soup. And that way I can put the soup in my container and have it in the freezer, and that way if somebody orders some, I can just send it to you. So stick with me as we get going here. The topic for today is really about healing and why so many people are reaching out for therapy, and the first step is often met with more frustration than relief. Why is it so hard to find the right support? The courage it takes to reach out. Let's start with this truth. Just reaching out for help takes courage. By the time someone starts looking for a therapist, they're often already in pain. But the journey to actually finding a therapist who sees them, hears them, and helps them feel safe, that can feel like another uphill battle. A couple of common barriers are there's long wait lists, not easy to get in, financial access, or lack of insurance. One common experience of getting therapy is a feeling of not feeling understood, especially for people in various communities like LGBTQ and survivors of trauma. Survivors of covert or overt abuse tend to have strong defensive mechanisms. So developing trust is essential, but it takes time, and many survivors are not patient. They have a lot of walls built up, and it's easy to say, I did not feel understood by the clinician. It's known as clinical detachment. Not all therapists bring warmth or embody emotional presence. And sometimes the result is a mismatch in personality or approach. I was recently at a collective network event, and there was a woman who approached me saying that if I wanted to work with her, I could buy a package of 7 sessions for a discount of $3,900. I imagine the work that she presented had value, but I would have needed to work with someone for a period of time prior to buying a package. My son met with a therapist for a couple of years. She was very spiritual, and her approach was very nurturing and allowed him to develop tools to negotiate through issues, and he is emotionally thriving today. So therapy isn't a one size fits all. Some people need cognitive strategies, others need body based healing, and some need to cry. Others need silence. Some need spiritual space. Therapy should feel like a collaboration, not a cold prescription. All right, I'm going to turn up my heat a tad. Get us up a little bit. Get this sausage a little more cooked, broken up. So I know there's a lot of frustration. We feel the need for connection, not just credentials. You can have the most trained professional in the world, but if you don't feel seen, it doesn't land. Healing requires relationship, safety, presence, compassion, and can add in our tomatoes, and we can add in our carrots, and our celery, our chicken broth, our black pepper, about a half a tablespoon, our cayenne pepper, about a half a teaspoon, and a tablespoon of salt. And then the main ingredient, kidney beans. The reason I chose this soup is because of its simplicity. And that's why I started the secret ingredient in healing. Healing isn't just found in one office or one approach. It's found in connection, in energy, in nourishment, in grounding, and reminding each other that we are worthy of deep care. So if you are considering therapy and you want to take action, if you ever felt discouraged trying to find support, I see you. Keep searching, but also know there are other ingredients to healing. You're allowed to take your time. You're allowed to feel discouraged. And you're allowed to find healing in unexpected places. In this space, we cook, we breathe, we reflect, and we remember that healing is always possible. Sometimes we just need to stir in a little love, persistence, patience, but just don't give up. Keep trying. If the first therapist you met with did not connect with you, or you just felt that you were there to entertain them with your stories, I know it's challenging. And I think that finding support, a lot of people say that awareness is the number one ingredient in healing, and awareness is amazing. Awareness helps you understand, but having support is essential as well. You need to be heard, you need to be listened to, and I just want to encourage you in your path for healing. There are so many opportunities to receive reflection regarding the survivor issues that you might be dealing with through YouTube. I know we all learn a lot. And in this particular, on my particular channel, we will be reflecting on a lot of energy healing. We're going to start with our root chakra. And the root chakra is the beginning of healing in many ways, foundational. And patience is important. Feeling heard is important. I have a 30-day program for the root chakra that I'm putting together. And I hope that you will join me for that healing process. It's free, so you get to come aboard and incorporate whatever healing works for you, whatever exercises resonate with you. You can add those into your regimen, and it's pretty miraculous how that healing starts to happen. I hope that you'll join me, and I'm going to continue our fagioli. Once I get my pasta added in and my heat turned up a tad, we'll let it, so we want 2 cups of our pasta. Woo! Got some for the plate and some for the floor. I like how that works. Perfect. Now I'm just going to crank up the heat to the max, which is 400, and let it boil for a bit. And once we get this boiled, we will then simmer it down a little bit, cook it for 13 minutes, and then we'll let it cool. And then we're going to test out our Ziploc bag. I can't wait to do that. So I hope you'll stay tuned for my short on the Ziploc review, because I want to review this and see if it actually opens up and lets me fill the soup in there super easy, because it has a little picture of the little pouch where it just opens up like a pouch. So I'm so excited to try it. Thank you for joining me today on the Secret Ingredient in Healing. I look forward to seeing you on our next cooking and coaching session. Our cooking and coaching session. Thank you.